Hello friends, today I'm going to teach you how to play We Will Rock You on the clarinet. Before we get started, let's just make sure our hands are holding the clarinet correctly. Right thumb is going to go underneath this thumb rest right here. When you press it down, you want the weight of the clarinet to be held up by that. Now it's a little tippy, so you're going to be using your embouchure, that's your mouth and the muscles in your mouth, to hold the clarinet in place as you play. Now, you can see here, just with my thumb and that, I can keep it relatively stable, just with that. You want to make sure you're not pressing down any keys to stabilize your clarinet. Left hand's on top, right hand's on the bottom. So I got my thumb here. Let's get started. So We Will Rock You only has 4 notes. The first note you might remember from Shark Attack. It's the high note, it's F. F is just your thumb on this circular key in back here. So we press that and that alone. F sounds like this. Our next note is E. E is the same as F, the circle key in back, and then you press down your first finger on this key here. And it's important we use our first finger, because if we start using our second finger here, then by the time we get here, we've run out of fingers for all these pinky keys here. There's 4 pinky keys that we're going to need to use later. And if we're going like this, we're not going to be able to use them. So first, second, third, like that. So thumb, first finger, this is E. Our next note is D. Thumb, same as F. First finger, same as E. Then your second finger here. This is D. D sounds like this. Our fourth and final note is C. C is thumb, just like F. First finger, just like E. Second finger, just like D. And then your third finger to make C. Now, another thing to be careful about when you're playing is when we start getting down to C and the lower notes, our fingers start slipping sometimes. So I see a lot of this when I'm teaching lessons. Do you see how my finger isn't quite covering that key all the way? I want to make sure it's going all the way over and it's covering all of my holes all the way. If I'm not covering all my holes all the way, that C that sounds like this might sound like this. And that doesn't sound right. A lot of times, too, our thumbs will slip off. And that just doesn't sound good at all, and it's the wrong note. Occasionally, too, we'll accidentally bump this, or one of these other keys here, or something on the right hand. So just make sure the only things that are pressed are thumb, 1, 2, and 3 for that C. So again, that's F, E, D, and C. Now to start our song, we're going to play all 4 of those notes as quarter notes, or ta, in order. F, E, D, C. I'll play it once, then you play with me. 1, 2, ready, play. Now, if at any point you feel like you need to go back and rewind, feel free to do that because you want to be able to make sure that you're playing everything correctly. And if you need to see something again, please go back, rewind, play it slower with the little gear icon in the bottom if you need to. Just make sure you can go back and do that. So next part of the song is just 2 notes. It goes D, D, and remember D's here, and it's as a toddy, and we're going to do it 2 times. So it's going to be like D, D, rest, D, D, rest. Sounds like this. All right, let's try that again. D, 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 D. Play it with me. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, let's try putting those 2 pieces together. So we're going F, E, D, C, D, 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 D. 1, 2, ready, play. Let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, play. Great job. Now we are going to add one last thing, and that's a little repeat sign. A repeat sign at the end of the music it looks like just 2 dots in written music. And what it means is just go back to the beginning. So we're going to play that whole thing twice. Play with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Fantastic. Now go practice.